The Merchant Orc, Shadow of War's official mascot for the in-game currency and loot box system, which was very soon abandoned. But while those systems went away, the Merchant remained. A seemingly weak orc, but at least he looked cool with his tattoos. Until a very avid player found out that if you give this orc Olog bodyguards, that these Ologs' bodies turn completely black. Once I found this out, I knew I had to have the Merchant, and boy did I farm those black painted Ologs. So many in fact that I decided to put together a bit of a tournament to find out which of the Merchant's black Olog bodyguards is the strongest. Something felt missing. I then remembered that the all-black paint effect is not the only thing the Merchant has to offer. He also has awesome tattoos which appear on any of his other bodyguard gangs. So I got to work yet again, creating 40 tattooed up warrior orcs to rival these Ologs. I then entered them into the same tournament to see who would truly come out on top, David or Goliath. I gave away all of these orcs and Ologs on my stream, playing the tried and true method of marbles. And miraculously, during this process, I also managed to win a marble game. Deathwalker just dodged Shadow Fox's his bombardment. No, Deathwalker! Oh! Oh! Yes! Yes! And this happened right when the orc that we were giving away was a shield and spear orc, not just a normal warrior like the rest. For those of you that are familiar with online pit fights will know that the shield and spear orcs have a massive advantage. But could I really win my own competition? I'm winning the tournament, chat, alright? Would that fly with my community? Or would they revolt against me once they found out that the competition was basically rigged in my favor? Are you all ready to bet some bag-a-bucks and probably lose all of your money and go into crippling debt? During the tournament, we also use a gamba system known as predictions. This allows members of my chat to bet their bag-a-bucks on which orc or Olog they think is gonna win each fight. And throughout this stream, we get some massive, very poorly thought-out bets. Blackbuck has bet 150,000 bag-a-bucks on me, which have surely ruined lives and caused people to have to remortgage their homes.
I love the pain.
Here we go, chat. Here it is in all of its beautiful glory. It is very big. Here's a look at the massive table at the beginning of the tournament. There are 60 orcs and Ologs taking part in total. All to find out which one carries the true favor of the Merchant Orc. Bruh. So lock and load and get ready for one of the biggest Orc and Olog tournaments that I've ever done. That's right, I've got a grenade launcher. The first fight was between the Warmonger and the Flamemonger. The Battle of the Mongers. The fight kicks off with the Warmonger immediately running over, picking up the Flamemonger and punching him across the arena. The Flamemonger then tries to fight back with his flames, but they don't seem to have any effect on this massive Warmonger Olog. He proceeds to keep landing big blows and then finishes him off with the same Olog pick up and punch move. Oh! The Warmonger wins, chat! The next fight was then between Prak the Blackheart and Hoglick the Ironarm. Two non-Ologs. The Blackheart hits an early chokeslam. Finally. But then Hoglick returns with the same move. They begin exchanging blows and it seems like the Blackheart has the upper hand. Until this filthy Hoglick begins using his trickster ways. The teleportation attack from the Ironarm. Blackheart! Snap out of it! But ultimately the Blackheart recovers and lands a deadly finishing blow, cutting down the Ironarm. The next fight was then between a massive Corruptor Olog going up against a chunky tattooed blue Hornblower. And what became apparent very early on was that the Hornblower had a big advantage. Oh, he's getting hit with the spears or stunning him massively. He was also susceptible to the Hornblower's fire. But despite both of these things, he kept landing big blows. That took off a lot of damage. He would hit the Hornblower with the stun burp attack, then run over and punch him across the arena. That's another big hit. This continued again until Hork had enough. It is over! Another grunt dies! That is a win for all of the pierced nipples across Mordor. Naruk the Advisor, a filthy nerd, then took to the arena, taking on this epic-looking one-sleeved duelist. The Olog begins the fight with a massive blow, but the nerd immediately fires back with a stab to the gut. And he continues stabbing the duelist's gut over and over again. He replies with a stab to the gut again. Oh my god, the duelist is down to half health! This is such a close fight! Another cursed bomb! Big hit from the Advisor! He's going for the punch, buddy! The Advisor blocks it! The duelist is incredibly weak! Oh my god, they are both so weak! Oh, the duelist does it! He was somehow just quicker than the Advisor there. That was such a close fight. The next fight was another warrior versus Olog, with the Blade Master taking on the Strong. The fight begins with the Blade Master landing attack after attack on the Strong, who seems to be more distracted and preoccupied with trying to take out the shield bearers in the arena. Wow, the Blade Master is utterly destroying him. By the time he starts to focus on the Blade Master, it's already too late. Oh my god, that was a massive strike! The Strong showing his true strength, it's over! The Blade Master just runs through the Strong! Oh my god! I was close for a second there, but then the Blade Master was like, nope, it's over. I've had enough of this. The next fight sees the entrance of my orc, the Cook, the only shield and spear orc in the entire tournament. And by god was I feeling confident. Let's go! Big stop from me! Stop, my guy! Oh god! Yeah, I'm a Beastmaster, you can't hit me with Caragors. Should I be bad? Should I be bad and win tournament, chat? I think I'm gonna be bad and win my own tournament. Yeah. I'm winning my tournament, chat. It's happening. Oh, stabbing him in the back. Like a true hero. And of course, my orc wins the fight easily. Yes! Perfection! Untouched! The Cook always wins. I'm cooking up something delicious. And it's a rigged tournament, chat. Moving on to the next fight, it is the Bloodhand versus the Foul Spawn.
You look like you'll be a boring
Green paint versus blue paint. Assassin versus assassin. And because they're both assassins, they both keep parkouring and dodging each other around the arena. Oh my god, they're just gonna keep with each other. They're just gonna be parkouring the entire time. Big hit there. Oh, big hits there for the Bloodhand. Foul Spawn going for the choke slam. Oh, he dodges that was a very good slide. A beautiful slide there. Big hit there from the Bloodhand. Surely it's all over for the Foul Spawn. Until eventually the Bloodhand gets the upper hand. See what I did there? He took his hand, okay? In the next fight, we were back to David versus Goliath as the small murderess takes on the massive Reckless. Immediately, the Olog spams the classic pick up and punch move. Oh dear, chat. So far, the warriors are being pieced up by the Ologs, I think. He then begins to destroy the murderess on the feet. Gets him down to half health, that's huge. Before hitting him with multiple stun bombs, and then sprinting in to deliver the final punch. It's over, chat. It's surely over from this punch. Oh my god, how many times are we gonna see that this stream? In the next fight, we were back to Olog v Olog, as the blue and black painted Unclean takes on the blue and black painted Wanderer. And this fight was insanely one-sided, with the Unclean destroying the Wanderer from the get-go. Oh my god, the Unclean destroys the Wanderer, chat. That is, the underdog has won. The next fight was between Moog the Crippler going up against Asgrels the Cruel. And this time when the Olog spams the punch move, it does very, very little damage. But it was when he starts hitting the Crippler with his giant mace when huge amounts of health were taken off. From that point on, the Crippler was doomed. No, Crippler, please! He's poison proof! Oh! The stun saved you! Oh, Crippler, I think it's all over for you. Oh, no! He's gone, guys. He didn't do it. It's extremely sad for everyone involved, apart from everyone that made money. Alright, well done, Siren. You go through. Lakeside, you are eliminated. The next fight was two black painted Ologs going up against each other, the Pure Blood versus the Skinner. And immediately the Pure Blood tries to light the Skinner on fire. Here they go. But only ends up igniting himself. Oh my god! Despite the Pure Blood being enraged, the Skinner moves on in and takes him on in head-to-head combat. Ooh. The rage of the Pure Blood, chat. He needs to get angry again. Completely dismantling him despite the barrage of fire mace and fire bomb attacks. Keep hitting him, Pure Blood, get angry! No, it's over! Oh, the Skinner's got it, done it, chat. The next fight was between the nerdy coward Olog, who flees, going up against the corpse grinder. He goes straight for the Caragor. He wants to grind the Caragor's corpse. He flees, lands the first blow. Oh, he's healing himself. He's healing himself. He's getting right back into the fight. The corpse grinder has basically fully healed himself now. And he's running in. Oh my god, who flees? Could have had that, but he got distracted by the bodyguards. Wow, this is a distraction fest. They gotta kill the bodyguard, they gotta kill that Caragor. Alright. And despite Who Flees being a cowardly nerd, he's able to get a very close-fought victory. Who Flees needs to land one more blow. They both need to land one more hit to win this. Oh, the corpse grinder tried to heal and Who Flees bashed him in the head. It was then the time of the literate one, who seems to be a direct clone of Who Flees, taking on a very scary blue-painted wrestler Olog. Despite that being his name, the wrestler seemingly gets out-wrestled by this gigantic nerd. The literate one then takes a page out of Who Flees' book and hits him in the back while he's trying to heal. But then the penny drops when the wrestler realizes that the literate one is very flammable. Getting hit by the arrow while being on fire really seems to f*** him up. He runs around the arena ignited in sheer amounts of pain before the wrestler finally puts him out of his misery. It was then time for two more giants to collide as the Merciful took on the Metalbeard. Go on, Merciful! Yes! Merciful! He's doing it! And it was seemingly an easy fight for the Merciful, landing blow after blow on the Metalbeard. Things did look like they were going to change for a second when the Metalbeard became enraged, but the Merciful was quick to shut down this potential comeback. Oh my golly goodness. It's an absolutely amazing occurrence, chat. It was then time for the blue-painted Bone Snapper to take on the blue-painted Infernal. The Bone Snapper immediately knocks him off his Caragor, which enrages him. He's enraged! Oh my word! The Bone Snapper countering the rage very well. This leads the Infernal to land a big blow on the Bone Snapper, igniting him in flames. But right when he goes to land a follow-up blow, the Bone Snapper stuns him. He is then successfully able to heal himself while the Infernal's dazed. They both then decide to take a little break and go their own way. Once all of the other cannon fodder is dead, an enraged Infernal runs back over. But the same thing happens again. Once he lands a blow, the Bone Snapper stuns him. He then continues a barrage of attacks and takes an easy win. The next fight was another clash of the giants, as the Crippler takes on the Neck Snapper. But this fight ends extremely quickly as the Crippler becomes enraged and pummels the Neck Snapper to death. Oh, it's already over, chat. It's already over. It was then time for the unforgiving Olog to take on the awesome-looking Thin Bones. The Thin Bones immediately starts to use his speed and agility to get behind the much bigger enemy. But as all of these fights go, he is inevitably picked up and punched away. Good slide again, Finbones. Oh, Jesus. Finbones, no. Rick, fight back for the love of God. But whenever the Olog swings at the Finbones, he's able to counter it and he lands a massive blow.
Finbones, go!
He then does the same counter again, taking off a huge chunk of the Olog's health.
Oh, he managed the distance extremely well. The Finbones did it.
The badass Finbones goes through to the next round.
The Finbones has only gone and f***ing done it.
The next fight features an Olog known as the Watcher, taking on a nerdy, clever, green-painted warrior orc. Once off his Karagor, the Clever lands 2 quick attacks. He then continues with quick attacks until the Watcher is very, very weak. And then he claims the Watcher's head as his own personal trophy.
Oh! The Clever has done it, boys. The nerds, the payback, the nerds are f***ing winning this tournament, lads.
For the next fight, we are back to 2 big lads, as the Manhunter takes on an awesome-looking Wicked Olog.
They're just trading blows. Oh, big hit from the Manhunter.
And despite looking absolutely badass, the Wicked gets his shit pushed in. In the next fight, we welcomed in the very runty-looking Bone Snapper, as he looks to take on the much larger Raid Leader. And this Olog got off to a great start, spamming the pick up and punch move.
The Raid Leader's picking him up,
reducing the Bone Snapper's health significantly. But it was at this point in the fight when the tide began to turn, and the Bone Snapper started hitting massive counters. He did this over and over again until the fight was equal.
Oh my god, they're pretty much equal. He's countering the f*** out of him. The Bone Snapper. Oh, the triple strike, he's done it!
And then he landed the epic triple strike to finish off the Raid Leader, cementing this as one of the great comebacks. The next fight saw the Dark Olog take on the Steady Olog. These two took a while to actually engage in a fight, but once they did, the Dark got absolutely rattled, with the Steady finishing him off with a stun bomb.
Oh! Oh my word, he's been taken out by the f***ing flashbang. The flashbang takes him out. The Steady has won. Well done, Steady.
The next fight saw a gigantic nerd taking on a posh orc noble. These two had a proper back and forth fight, exchanging blow after blow. The noble was able to land big stun bombs, taking out the scholar's bodyguards. He also used these bombs effectively to stop the scholar from healing himself. He then moved in, stabbed him in the gut.
Another big stab in the gut. This stab seems to be doing very, very well.
And then a few moments later landed the killing strike.
The noble has taken out the scholar. The other Olog is running away. It is all over, lads. The noble has done it.
The next fight saw 2 monstrous machines going at it, the Destroyer against the Flamemonger. Which would prove more effective, flames or explosives?
Here they go. Both with fire weapons. Everything is on fire.
But it became very apparent in the early stages of the fight that the Destroyer is not flameproof. And the Flamemonger took massive advantage of this, lighting up every single enemy.
Oh my word, he's not fireproof, guys. That is huge for the Flamemonger.
This was pretty hard to watch because the Destroyer spent the entire fight running around ignited.
Oh my god, the Destroyer is having a horrible time. This is a terrible matchup, apparently. The Flamemonger is destroying him.
This naturally enraged him, but there was nothing he could do. Until mercifully, the Flamemonger finally put him out of his misery.
He had one chance to come back, but he just couldn't do it.
The next fight saw the Mountain from Game of Thrones taking on a Ghoul Hunter.
Ghoul Hunter is piecing him up early on.
And despite the Olog being named the Mountain, he got completely destroyed by the Ghoul Hunter, who really did show him no mercy.
It's already over, chat. The Mountain has already fallen.
The final fight of day one saw the Bloodhand take on the Slippery, where even though the Bloodhand was being lit up on fire, it was an extremely close fight.
Whoa, it's so evenly matched. Oh, he's not fireproof.
With both Ologs very comedically running around freaking out on fire at one point.
They're both on fire! Will they both die?
The Bloodhand then began to heal himself, but that's when the Slippery hit him with another firebomb.
The firebomb hits him again.
In the final moments of the fight, both Ologs were one hit away from winning, but it was the Bloodhand who was able to claim victory again with a flash grenade. At the end of day one, this is how the table looks. For the start of day 2 and round 2, the Corruptor Olog was taking on the Blackheart. He begins the fight by charging over and spear tackling the Blackheart Brock Lesnar style. This wakes up the Blackheart and he begins to land a few good attacks. And then after the Corruptor hit the very powerful triple Olog strike, the Blackheart began countering, even landing the finishing blow while the Corruptor was enraged.
He is much, much faster, it seems. But he's enraged! The Corruptor is enraged! Oh! But he does not have time! The Blackheart puts him down before he can use his rage! Let's get into it, boys.
The next fight saw two very skilled opponents face each other, as the Blade Master took on the Duelist.
What you got?
And as you would expect with two combat masters, the fight was extremely close, with the Blade Master ultimately getting the win.
It's so close! It's so unbelievably close! Oh! I thought the Duelist was winning that! He is f***ing dead! That was such a quick fight, holy f***.
And then it was the moment that the entire stream had all been waiting for, as I was about to take on the Bloodhand, which weirdly enough was owned by a member of chat known as Obama.
Against Obama's Bloodhand. That's right, chat, Obama is fighting in the pit fight tournament.
With my cook Orc being the only shield and spear lad in the entire tournament, I was feeling very confident. I mean, essentially it was rigged for me.
I'm winning the tournament, chat, alright? I'm not gonna give, I'm gonna win, so I don't have to give the winner shit if I win, okay? I'm winning, chat. This whole thing is rigged so that I win. Alright? So that I win. And I get a piece of the glory. I've handpicked who I'm fighting, chat. Okay? Obama's trash. He's got a trash Olog. Who even is it? It's the Bloodhand. Trash, chat. Oh, I've got blood on my hand. Absolutely pathetic. I'm definitely winning this, guys. I want you to put your life savings on this fight right now.
I told them all that if they want to win money in the upcoming Gamba, that they should definitely back my fighter.
Alright, my guy's winning the entire tournament, chat. I'm telling you this right now, alright? I'm about to literally cook Obama, okay?
And this led to one of the biggest bets I've ever seen on my channel, as one of my mods, Blackbuck, bet won 150,000 Bagabucks.
Oh my god! Blackbuck has bet 150,000 Bagabucks on me!
He was riding high because it was also his 3-year subscription anniversary. And boy did he want to celebrate.
Let's teach you a lesson, shall we?
Who wants to become a beautiful corpse?
Don't worry, Blackbuck, your money's in safe hands. Don't worry, Blackbuck, I've got this. I'm not even worried. I'm not even gonna look at the fight.
The fight began with my cook landing a few good blows, even countering the Bloodhand with my shield whenever he went to attack. But it was at this moment when I realized the true strength of my opponent. He then hit me from behind assassin style, but I wasn't worried at all. Until he hit me again, reducing my health to a minuscule amount. I then paused the game in a frantic panic.
Guys, who even really wants to do a pit fight tournament? I say we stop now. Guys, I say, you know, I feel like we should probably... Oh, zoom in. I feel like we should probably maybe go and play XCOM. Who wants to play XCOM, chat? XCOM's great. I say we cancel the prediction, pay the money back to everyone, you know. No one knows who's going to win this fight. It's honestly, the fight is like up for grabs. Let's go. I agree, chat. Yeah, I think we've had enough of this. All right. Yeah, guys. Oh, there it is. Look. Guys, nobody even really wants to play this, you know? Everybody wants to play XCOM, you know? Guys, we don't need to do this, do we? Hold on, my guy needs a song. My guy needs like a hype up song. The money song didn't work for him. He needs a better song. I need a song! An Irish song. Yes, an Irish song will do. An Irish song, chat. That'll spur my man on. Here we go! He's gonna do an amazing comeback, chat! Are you ready for this comeback? Here we go! Go! No! Ah! He's gone! He's dead! It wasn't supposed to go like this. I was supposed to fucking win this tournament. No, now one of you motherfuckers is gonna win it. And Black Buck just lost 150,000 bag-a-bucks. What the fuck? Obama! Damn you, Obama! You fucking bastard, Obama! Oh my god. The prediction is over.
I'm Rich Biatch.
Oh my god. Black Buck's going back to sleep. He's had enough of this fucking bullshit. Tragedy had struck. I had completely failed at rigging and winning my own tournament. And in the process, I had lost one of my best mods, 150,000 bag-a-bucks. This was an utter disaster. And the only way to try and cover up my failings was to swiftly move on and continue the tournament. Hopefully, my cook will come back and I can re-enter him. But for now, let's move on with the rest of the fights. I'm the real victim here. My orc died. Screw Black Buck and his 36 months, whatever. Go back to sleep, Black Buck. Oh, fuck. I can't believe I lost to Obama. The next fight saw a trickster, bitter orc taking on a big chunky. The chunky began the fight as all Ologs do. He's already punctured him! But it was in these brief moments where the bitter wasn't being picked up, where he dealt huge amounts of damage. Oh, another slash on the bitter! They're just trading blows. Massive punch. Thanks to these attacks, the fight came down to the wire. Oh, it's so close! With the winner being decided by who can strike the fastest. Oh, the chunky takes out the bitter! The next fight saw a slippery Olog taking on Mog the Knife, who had my favorite trait, decoys. All with their spiked ball sacks ready to go. Go! Go, decoy army! Go! But unfortunately for the decoys, they are not fireproof. Which one's the real one? Oh, Jesus! And when they weren't running around on fire, they were watching their master get punched around the arena. Oh, hit him! Hit him for the love of God! Oh, no! The slippery has won. The knife is dead. For the next fight, I gave these Ologs no time to rest as the slippery took on the chunky. No rest time for the slippery, straight back into it. And the fight started off extremely slow, as Olog fights usually do, with both of them slowly chipping away at each other's health and doing this pointless wrestling animation. I've got a favorite, the chunky. Kill the slippery. Yes! The Chunky! The Chunkster! The Chunky for the win! This is it, Chunky. Boom!
But eventually the big chunky boy got the upper hand and eliminated the slippery.
What an amazing win for the Chunky!
Just look at that face. That is the face of an Olog that has lost favor with the God Merchant. For the next fight, the big Manhunter took on the clever nerd. But despite this orc being a goddamn nerd, he destroys the Manhunter, igniting him in flames and cutting him down.
He does not like the fire! The clever is fireproof! Oh my word, this is hard to watch, chat. Oh my goodness, chat. It's all over.
This nerd is the real deal. It was then time for the badass, runty looking Finbones to take on the big black painted crippler. And this was probably the fastest fight in the entire tournament, with the Finbones getting hit for half of his health, fighting back, making the crippler enraged.
He's enraged! Oh god! No! Finbones, no! No! He didn't stand a chance!
But what was even more sickening to witness than that was the owner of the Finbones actually bet against his own orc. He may have only bet 10, but still, that is sickening.
Platypus actually betting more than Shadowfox on his own orc.
The next fight was the Bone Snapper taking on the Wrestler. There's a lot of Bone Snappers in this tournament.
Big hits there from the Bone Snapper on the Wrestler. He's past half health. The Wrestler is not doing good. He's distracted by the Ologs.
And it didn't take long for the Wrestler to get all of his bones snapped by Saku.
From behind, it is not an honorable victory.
The next fight was with, you guessed it, another Bone Snapper. He was going up against the very boringly named the Steady.
Big hit from the Steady. Not very much damage though. Again, actually not very much damage. Oh, the triple strike from the Bone Snapper. The Bone Snapper is ruining him. Another triple strike.
He then desperately tried to heal himself. Despite this huge attack, the Steady landed another blow.
It's so close now! Oh my god, he's actually come back into the fight.
But in this moment where the Bone Snapper's health was reduced to basically nothing, he became impossibly enraged.
The Steady is enraged! Oh, he finishes it before the Steady can really come back.
Having a rage failsafe like this when your health is reduced to nearly nothing is such an advantage in the pits. Will anyone be able to stop this powerful blue-painted, black-tattooed Bone Snapper? The next fight was between this brain-damaged, suspicious Olog going up against the Vino Moose. And from the very beginning of the fight, it was incredibly one-sided, with the suspicious being very susceptible to the Venomous's poison.
The Venomous, his poison is going to work! Oh, the suspicious is not venom-proof, he's not poison-proof, that's going to be very, very bad for him. He needs to get angry, it's the only way he can win this. Or keep stunning him. Oh, big hit there.
The fight continued like this until he finally succumbed to the Blight. He will make a beautiful, great unclean one. Continuing the Vino Moose's momentum, he fought again immediately, going up against another green-painted runt, the Cave Rat. Together, these orcs had a proper WWE match.
And he's picked him up and he's gonna slam him down! Although the Venomous is very hurt, the Cave Rat seems to be incredibly tough.
Until eventually the Cave Rat had enough of being poisoned and chokeslammed the Venomous into oblivion.
Could this be it? This chokeslam? Oh, the Venomous is gone! The Cave Rat puts him down with a chokeslam. Straight out of the rat-infested caves.
The next fight saw the Unclean destroy the Reckless.
Oh! The Reckless is getting pushed back! The Reckless is... Oh! The Unclean has won. The Reckless is gone.
After that, we had the closest fight of the tournament whenever the Skinner took on the Cruel. These Ologs traded blows until both of them had a minuscule amount of health left.
The Skinner's not looking good. Never mind, it's equal again. Oh, the Cruel has got 0 health. That bomb saved his life there.
This is when the Skinner glitched through the Cruel, which allowed him to land a deadly execution and finish the fight.
Takes it in the last second against the Skinner. Holy f. Big hit there from Who Flees. Joycey's screaming it's over.
After that, the Who Flees nerd once again destroyed an Olog.
Not much damage done there. Who Flees is a bit of a tank. And he's also extremely quick. He's so quick.
Even when the Merciful tried to come back by becoming enraged, it didn't phase Who Flees at all.
Oh! Oh! Who Flees is so quick.
The Flamemonger then burned the Noble to death, and he was not quick about it, surely causing excruciating pain to the Noble, in one of the most one-sided fights of the entire tournament.
Oh, it's get over! Shadowfox has lost a fight! It's a beautiful way to end the stream, chat.
At the beginning of the third and final day, the first fight was the Ghoul Hunter taking on the Bloodhand. And for this fight I forgot to turn back on the hub, but the Bloodhand did defeat the Ghoul Hunter.
Oh, the Ghoul, he's gone! I didn't know what was going on there, chat.
It was then time for the Chunky to take on the deranged Cave Rat. And this was very surprisingly a massively one-sided fight, with the Chunky systematically taking apart the Cave Rat. With this fight now finished, all of the Orcs that are remaining have moved through to the third round. With only 14 fights left to go until the finals, things really began to heat up, as the Flamemonger began to burn his adversary.
Oh my word, the Bloodhand is very flammable. The Flamemonger's healing himself again.
And while his opponent would run around on fire, he would very cleverly heal himself. But despite this, the fight was still insanely close at the end.
He's gonna burn to death! He has to kill the Flamemonger quickly! Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so fucking close. Oh my god! It's down to the fucking wire! Next hit wins! Oh!
But ultimately, it wasn't enough to defeat the Flamemonger. This Master of the Flames is surely one of the Ologs to beat in the remainder of this tournament. It was then time for the very scary Bone Snapper to take on another very frightening nerd.
Don't make me wait! Come get some!
The Clever began the fight by throwing a flaming throwing axe, which only enraged the Bone Snapper.
Oh, he's enraged!
The Clever was able to pick away at his opponent from atop his safe Caragor.
He's then running in and landing a strike before retreating.
Until eventually the Bone Snapper, consumed with rage, knocked him off. And from there the Bone Snapper landed brutal hit after brutal hit.
Oh, big hit, but he's enraged, come on!
Until the Clever crumbled.
Oh, the rage always wins.
This saw the owner of the Bone Snapper, Willows, move into the quarterfinals. But who will he be facing next as the Olog Bone Snapper takes on the Olog Crippler?
With your blood!
This fight started off in the Bloodhand's favor, but the Crippler began to rally towards the end, even becoming enraged.
He's enraged! Can he use his cripple rage? It doesn't look like it. Here we go. Can he use it? No, he cannot. He gets denied the rage. Oh my.
This means that in the first quarterfinals, it's going to be Bone Snapper versus Bone Snapper. The next fight saw massive bets being placed on both outcomes.
Shadow Havoc with 10k, Shadow Fox with 10k. All on the Cruel. Reese is buff, supporting his own Olog with 22,000.
With the nerdy Who Flees returning to take on the Cruel. And surprisingly, it was finally Who Flees who was getting beaten up.
The stun does nothing to the Who Flees. The Cruel with massive shots. Oh, it's over!
The fight was resolved again with the Cruel using another flash bomb. The Unclean was then demolished by the Bloodhand.
He's zipping around. Oh my god, he took off so much health! Oh my god, he took off so much fucking health. Oh my god, this guy hits hard. This assassin hits fucking hard.
Until the very end of the fight, whenever he became enraged, the combat looked on.
Use your rage! Yes! Rage! Rage! No! Oh, God's sake.
But he missed a very vital strike which allowed the Bloodhound to come back and win the fight.
Oh my god. This guy might be unstoppable, chat. He hits so fucking hard.
In the next fight, it was a battle between two very powerful warriors as the Blackheart took on the Blade Master. And this fight had one of the craziest outcomes, with the Blade Master immediately becoming enraged and dealing a massive amount of damage to the Blackheart. But then, through a series of chokeslams and counterattacks, the Blackheart was able to fight his way back in.
Can the Blackheart come back? He got rocked, but he survived the initial barrage. Oh my god, he's doing it.
And ultimately have the most amazing comeback of the tournament by defeating the Blade Master with a cane chokeslam.
The Blackheart with the amazing comeback. Holy shit. Holy
In the next fight, the Warmonger Olog brutally destroyed the Large.
He's using his rage! Oh, it's all over for the Large. Nothing he could do there against the daze and the enragedness.
With a show of strength like this, you really wonder who can defeat this Warmonger Olog. The next fight saw a battle between a Chunky and a Flamemonger Olog, which means he is completely fireproof.
The Chunky looks fireproof, he's unfazed by the flames.
This meant the Flamemonger lost his advantage, so he had to resort to his hand-to-hand combat. This was again an insanely close fight, but ultimately the Chunky went away with the victory. With the quarterfinals now completely set up, it was time to see which Orc and Olog would go through to the semis. And we're starting it off with the Battle of the Bone Snappers. At the beginning of this fight, the Warrior Bone Snapper immediately becomes enraged.
It's unmatched! Oh, the stun, good stun that saved his life.
And he uses this newfound rage to finish the fight.
Oh, it's over!
Claiming the title of the greatest Bone Snapper to ever set foot in the pit fight arena.
He doesn't know what the f just happened. That is a man that just lost all of his bag of bucks, chat.
With all of round 3 now done, we move on to round 4 to decide which Orcs are going to move on to the semi-finals.
You'll get the money that everyone has bet here. Big, massive bets on this side. Orcs there, 13,000. Shadow Havoc, 10,000. Big strikes there from the Bloodhound, but he's down to half health. The Cruel seems to be a little bit tougher.
These fights begin with the Cruel ripping the head straight off the Bloodhound in a very one-sided fight.
That was crazy, chat. Look at the prediction in the bottom right, chat. Massive returns there from the bets. Shadow Havoc minus 10,000, Uruk minus 13, Megadoc minus 28.
It was then time for the massive Warbringer Olog to meet the Blackheart Warrior. The Blackheart begins the fight by landing a few good attacks, countering the much slower Warmonger. He even manages to light him on fire.
Equal health, equal health. That's not going to help you, Blackheart.
But eventually the Warmonger begins to overpower him using his sheer strength.
Oh!
And he lands a devastating finishing blow while the Blackheart tries to run around behind him.
The Warmonger goes through, chat. The only legendary Olog.
To decide the final Orc going into the semi-finals, the Bone Snapper takes on the Chunky.
Massive triple strike there, but it doesn't do very much damage to the Chunky.
At the beginning of the fight, they both trade blows relatively equally. But then the Chunky lands a huge strike which enrages the Bone Snapper.
Can he use his rage to beat the Chunky? The Chunky's he's stunned! Oh, the Chunky's gone! Joycey with the massive bet, and it's not worked out. Joycey losing a huge amount of bag of bucks there. Will loses through to the finals. Shadowfox earns his 96,000 bag of bucks there. Lakeside, 55,000. 13,000 for all of those lads there. Massive winnings for the Bone Snapper on that side.
This poses the question, can anyone stop this enraged Bone Snapper once he gets going? Once he fires off his ult, it seems like he's unstoppable. This scary lad moves all the way into the finals. But who will he face? As the Warmonger takes on the Cruel for the final slot.
Now you face a true follower of the Dark Flame. Show me what you got.
The Cruel lands first, but it does no damage. He lands again. Flash Bomb does nothing. The Cruel lands for a third time. The Warmonger hits once, and he hits twice in that combo, doing much more damage than the Cruel can seemingly do. This seems massively unfair at this point. The Warmonger is just another level.
These two juggernauts charge towards each other and land blow after blow, and the fight seems very, very close at first.
It's very close, Chad. It's very close despite this level difference. Good hit there from the Cruel.
Until eventually the Warmonger is able to get the better of the Cruel, caving in his skull.
The Warmonger.
And moving on to the finals. But before we do the finals, there is something that the members of chat noticed. The Warmonger was the only legendary Olog in the entire tournament. And despite the Bone Snapper being so good, he is not legendary. So we decided to leave it to chance. Leave it to the Merchant Orc. If we can successfully open a chest and we get a free legendary upgrade, we will see this as a direct gift from the Merchant Orc. And we will use it to upgrade the Bone Snapper, making the fight a little bit more fair. And amazingly, this time, we are blessed by the Merchant Orc.
The Merchant always provides, chat. The finals are here, chat. Who is going to win the Merchant's favor? Shadow Fox with 90k on Willow's. 100,000 from EasyJ. Shadow Fox with 90,000. Lakeside 40,000.
And once the bets were closed, these two legendary, ferocious competitors headed into the arena to decide who will claim eternal glory in what will most likely be a very close back and forth brutal fight.
Dan, Big Bro Guns, the Warmonger.
Come on, I'm just getting started!
Against Willow's, the Bone Snapper. Here we go.
But that was just not the case. The second the Warmonger landed a strike on the Bone Snapper, it enraged him, and he went absolutely crazy, slaughtering the Warmonger in mere
this legendary
seconds.
upgrade is, oh my god, he's demolished him! It's already over! It's over in seconds! Not even close! As soon as the Warmonger came up against somebody of a similar level, he was destroyed!
Truly, this orc is a ferocious gem that we've found. It makes me wonder how far would he get in the online pit fights. With the bets now being paid out.
Huge win there for Willow's. Willow's is the Merchant Champion! That was the fastest finals fight I've ever seen.
We crowned the ultimate winner of the Merchants Tournament as Scoff Bone Snapper and his trainer and owner, Willow's. Thanks for watching this tournament, guys. Let me know in the comments, who do you think should be fighting in the pits next? Let me know what you think and I'll maybe consider putting together another pit fight tournament in the future, whenever I'm running low on skulls or something. Anyway, cheers lads.